All right, glad to be back today. Um, Thank you for the listeners, you new folks who have subscribed. Welcome to our connection of our people, our little connection tribe we are building here, and really pretty much know that it's there for us to grow because we have that same goals and stuff. So appreciate all the subscriptions, all the watch, all the connections. People have reached out in my previous ones, right, and the interviews and bringing on other people that you can connect with. Recently, the most recent being Clayton Holmes, right? We're going to do his part two. Will be released. Actually, you'll see it before you. No, you probably see that before you see this, but this will be right after that. Always kind of setting I record in spaces, meaning when I get chances I'll do multiple recordings that I may have did on the same day. So we talked about my last one. I was talking about glitching the matrix, right? That you are fully equipped with everything you have. And in this space, you go back to old videos at the beginning, I always talking about the within and without, right? The knowing within and without. What is the outward, what is the withinward. I keep saying that and how important it is. It's a foundation to stay within yourself, to know that is your connection, that's your cord, that's your abilities, that's all your powers within you. It's not out living outside of you in the external, it's the internal within. So we're going to talk about something that you hear me say here, probably you will hear me say all the time, and it's always talking about the within and without, right? You're going to always going to see that within and without. And that within and without is going to, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the within and without. We're going to talk about esoteric and exoteric. And we'll start right here real quick. We're going to start with the exoteric. You hear me talking about this. Always explaining all the mystic teachings going back thousands and thousands of years from all of them, always express that it was in you, always express going within you to be your source and your power to find your connection to God, universe, whatever aspects it is, whatever. And remember, all these different cultures had different gods, and many of these gods from these different cultures were later from the previous ones would change the names, and it was the same archon, just the name went with the culture. This is over and over and over and over. The foundation of why it's esoteric and exoteric, and we're going to get into this now, and then I'm going to explain how this goes even into religion and how this even goes in society for multiple millenniums. So exoteric, adjective pertaining to the outside external, right? Always, right? Open, suitable for communication for the general public or the populace or the popular, the masses. I'm going to keep it there. Notice it's I like that. It's suitable for communication for the general public. This is very powerful when I see this. This right here tells me a bookload of stuff. This tells me chapters, verses, and books. Because what it's telling me right here, what I see, knowing with the knowledge I'm going to get into and kind of bridge this into you of what I know, knowing this, and then back looking at it, right? Having a um, observing, not an understanding underneath, but an overstanding and actually a backwards looking standing almost. I've never used it because I always go understanding, overstanding, understanding, right? These three standings. The thing is, you're standing. You're not lame. You're not using a cane. Cane is for them who are lame because they always blame. That'd be right. Cane is for them who are lame because they're always take off the B and it's blame. See, I can rap. Didn't know that. It's a weak, huh? Probably a weak rap, but anyways, it's definitely connecting though, right? I like this. So this first general public popular from the Latin exterius, from the Greek extericos, external, belonging to the outside, from comparative, right? So you're looking at the outside. This is what we're talking about. When you see it says communication for the general public, that's why, whether you like it or not, And see it or not, this is the reason that you would have dogma teaching in different areas, because it's communication for the general public and the populace or popular. Notice that the very first churches called their services masses, meaning outside. The general public is a mass of people. They were having their service called masses, bring the masses, the general public, so we can give them esoteric or exoteric knowledge, meaning we're going to give you kindergarten knowledge and never tell, and we're going to give you the beginning. We're going to give you something that we teach to a kindergarten and a first grade, maybe a second grader, but then it stops there because that would align with the dogma. A lot of fluff, a lot of falsities come with it. You end up looking at this knowledge as being even literal or historical, when really it's exoteric, for you to get wisdom and knowledge from the beginning, for just the general public to be introduced. This is not anything that would give them the true knowledge and wisdom to go to the next level. This is really, when I see this, it's telling you this is for the outer court. This is for them that are outside themselves. This is for the public, not to tell them the secrets of the reality of the truth. This is where we keep them outside of themselves, the public. And then guess what the public does with it? They take outside knowledge and they make it turns into dogma, because you're trying to propagate something that's really first grade and you don't have knowledge. We're talking about something that is light years now ahead of it. It is the introduction to a nursery rhyme, the exoteric. It's not giving you the knowledge of what really the story would mean, because then you flop into history or trying to make it something, a religious dogma or historical dogma, because I'm telling you, the dogma goes to other places, just not in the church. Dogma's dogma. The buffalo stance, taking buffalo meanings, buffalo nickel, you know, not the real source and information. And it's exoteric, meaning it's outside. It's outside. It's not the true inward knowledge. It's not the true inward understanding. That's why they would have secret societies when we think of them as being bad, and it can be hijacked. That's why they didn't give it to everybody, because they know it gets into the wrong hands. You can manipulate it for power. And do you see the mirror now? It's been going on for a while, keeping that power. The mirror images, reflections. Here, read between what I'm saying. I'm telling you something, but even when I just say those words, this would be, I'm not telling you exoteric knowledge when I just said these words just recently. That's not exoteric. That would be what we're going to go to now. Hopefully it pops up here. I think it will. And here's the other word. We went within, or what we started without, outside yourself. Now we're going to go into what this means. Secret. Intended for the communicated only to the initiated and the profound. Wow. That's why you would see this is exactly what I was just saying. The other was for the masses of understanding, the X outside of themselves, really just a nursery rhyme with no rhyme or reason of wisdom applied. Which gives everybody belief systems and opinions that are not really the hidden meaning. This right here is telling you right off the bat, it's communicated only to the initiated. You must be initiated. This is why they have secret societies. I'll even use a biblical reference for you right now. This was happening everywhere from Egypt to Rome. Secret societies in every culture used it. Chinese cultures, oral traditions not shared with anybody outside the oral traditions. I know Native Americans who have oral traditions that they don't have written down, and they don't share it with anybody except them in the oral tradition. They do not share it with somebody outside of it. Even to this day, I know some tribes who do that. That's called the esoteric knowledge, or it would be the old mystery schools. Yes, the universities were called mystery schools. So they were revealing real mysteries back in the day. Should I say more? But anyways, the knowledge was here, right? It was really there, and we just barely started. Both of them, you notice the exoteric and esoteric. You get in the first half a sentence, and you're like, "Oh my God, he just told me already." So you look at the esoteric, meaning you have to be initiated. That's why there's secret societies, right? You go down, it says it's initiated, profound. You need to be profound. From the Latinized form of the Greek esoterikos, belonging to an inner circle. So you're talking about an inner club that has knowledge. And they were not sharing it out that because there is a purpose for this esoteric knowledge to be shared. And it wasn't always held by certain people that had power. Some people did esoteric, hence the Gnostics and that, to hide it from the ones in power who would try to stop them from spreading it as they spread the exoteric as being the reality, not wanting these groups who are esoteric sharing the truth or the deeper meanings. Come on now. This is stuff they're not going to teach you at the universities. This is knowledge that you don't get in college. This is degrees that have heat, fire. Degrees means heat, fire, right? So exoteric and esoteric are two opposites of the same pole. Like everything else, we live a yin and yang reality. So as we seen in the X, everything was side you. It was given to the masses, the public. Yeah, we'll share these donuts with the public. But this one, you have to be initiated to get the tasting. You need to get initiated to get the super donuts, the donuts you know not of. So Jesus in the story, right? Jesus takes his disciples into a mountain, it says, meaning a higher place of understanding, a higher ether, higher consciousness understanding, and starts to teach them about the mysteries. I'm teaching you about the mysteries of the kingdom today, y'all. We're going to get it. One of the disciples speaks up and says, what about the other people? What are we going to tell the other people? And immediately in the story, he shuts them down. He shuts down that talk and says, it's not for them to know because they live in the exoteric, is what he's saying. It's for you to know because I brought you into this inner circle in a mountain, meaning a higher place. We as a 12 group unit have went in here, meaning an inner circle. And I'm going to share you the mysteries that the exoterics don't know because you only get it in the esoteric. Make sense? It's right there. I mean, 33-degree Masons. I mean, Jesus' son in the story, I love diffusing dogma, is a carpenter, right? Joseph. So Joseph's a carpenter. Go read that word in the Greek, what carpenter means. It says, it doesn't say that, it says mason. So I will speak to you in riddles, which the esoteric will get. Sometimes we will do it somewhat so we, don't say certain things here that, you know what I mean, uh, uh, that may get looked at in a different way. Yeah. But anyways, so when I get here, I just barely read a few. Let's read a little bit more of the exoteric. God, that's crazy. The inner circle. Watch this. The inner circle. Lucian, from esotero, more within. That's why I'm always talking the within, the truth's within, compared to the verb eso, within, from pi, enso, suffix form of ins, extended from the root in. In is in. Remember, I've told you that etymology. En, in, same word. These vowels are interchangeable. They were a vowel. Constants are constant in etymology. We weren't taught etymology in school because it's actually esoteric teaching. You can start in 3rd grade. I just got that. It just hit me that that's what really it would be. Because I know it's different people had taught it as early as 3rd grade to the children. So kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade didn't get it. They stayed in the X. But this is the S. Watch this. The extended form of in, classically applied in certain writings of Aristotle of scientific as opposed to popular, meaning I'm not going to give you the ho-hum, that which is outside of you and make it appear to be real. I'm going to give you the true things, and even Aristotle was doing it. Later, and then, of course, Aristotle was indoctrinated and went to mystery schools, of course, even, he's Pythagoras, connected to Pythagoras doctrines. Let's go a little bit farther down. Now, esoterica, from 1807, Latin pluralized esoteric, belonging to an inner circle pertaining to those within. This is what our group is, because this is what we are. Here's the difference. Many of you, unless you join some secret society or some Rosicrucian or some group, are not going through a process of your ancients that went through this process of getting initiated into the inner circle or into the inners. I like how it says that, into to those within. What I've seen that's happened to us through the process of who we are, we've been initiated because we went within without being initiated to go within. And we've been having initiations that we have been going through for some of us, a number of years, that this teacher within us, this teacher and initiate within you has been going through your initiation. That's why you've obtained the knowledge you have. Think about that. That's why you have a boatload of knowledge in receiving it, because you've been through the process of the initiation and the initiator within you. Make sense? Let me read this. The last one, what I do with my glasses. I know I said it somewhere. I said it. My gosh, what did I do with it? It's over there. So I'll get it a little, I'm going to get close this time. Esoterica. Pertaining to outside, external, and also open, suitable for communications. And that's what I was talking about. Esoterica. You said it was pertaining to that within. Exoterica, belonging to that which is outside of you. The opposite. Inside, outside. Our dogmas, right? Our dogmas and teaching has been all in the church realm, political realm, education realm, have been keeping us outside of ourselves. So this is awesome, because you know what this is? This is next level stuff. This is why you're here. If you have that ear and that eye to see, to be open to the next level of yourself, because you're being initiated within. It was taking care of you. There was nobody outside of you getting you involved in any kind of society, and we know they have, and many are jacked high or hijacked or low jacked and jacked low. And it can be used for not the compelling of bringing people to unity and oneness, but using things like division and separation to keep certain things in certain caste systems. But we're waking up and we're being initiated within. And as the folks wake up, your energy is what runs this thing. Take it back. Quit leaking. Do the work on yourself, but then be fair to yourself. This is D-Boy. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.